Hello everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's been a little while since I put out a vlog, but we're kind of back in business, so let's get into it. So as you can guess by the title of this video, I am retiring a pair of Pegasus 37s today. The first ones I ever bought back in March or April, whenever they were released. And yeah, we're just going to go over the end of life, my final thoughts on them, and comparing and contrasting them to my current pair of Peg 37s. So, of course, before we get into it, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Comment on the video on things you would like to see as we're moving forward into the virtual Chicago Marathon on October 11th. And some other virtual races coming up, as well as some actual races that I will announce hopefully pretty soon. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So if you've been following so far on this channel, this has been the pair of Peg 37s I've been using since April, March, maybe even May. It's been my summer training shoe. I've used it on roads, gravel. I've also used it maybe in the mountains. I don't recall yet. I don't think it was this pair. But regardless, this pair has been through a lot this entire year, and I'm glad I went on a ride with this shoe for this year. It was very comfortable overall, very fast overall. It's not an X%, it's not an Infinity React, it's right in between. So at this point, I put in my last run today, which was just a section of the Chicago Marathon route from, I would say, my usual base camp by my college campus. We went down to Segwig, we went south on Segwig, we ended up going North Avenue, Wells Street. We basically did miles 9 through 13 on the Chicago Marathon route, and I didn't get a chance to film it because I broke my selfie stick while I was in Colorado. So, on a side note, I have a new selfie stick at last. Sorry, Arthur, I'll buy you a new one, I promise. So now that this thing's here, we can start running and filming stuff as we go along. Ooh. I also have bread. Anyways, let's get back to the shoe review. So, the things we should probably note. Let's see if I can roll these out in a good way. Let's do them like this. Perhaps that should do it. Right there, I think we'll do. So, right off the bat, you'll probably be able to see that the right shoe is definitely a lot worn than the left shoe. And again, I've discussed this before, that there might be just a foot imbalance going on. Back in late 2018, early 2019, I broke my left foot, but I don't think it's really affected the balance necessarily at this point in time. I think I've fixed the imbalances and the issues with that, but this might just be a case again of running on slightly slanted concrete on the lakefront paths on just generic Chicago road when you're running north, for example. But if you do go back down the same way on these trails, you should be able to get the same balance or the same shred on the other shoes. Sometimes I guess that's the case. Sometimes I don't go down the same route, and maybe the circuit is just completely different. But yeah, let's go talk about the major wear and tear points 400 miles in and what I consider the end of life. So yeah, let's talk about this right shoe. The area where this air pocket is supposed to be is completely shredded. It's completely ripped wide open here. Let's see if I can get some light on it. There we go. You can basically almost see it. I think we can like really try to rip it up if I tried to. We could probably actually do it if I'm ready to commit to retiring these. I do want to turn this into like a walking shoe and just like a generic everyday shoe after this. Just give them a quick wash and then just, you know. Yeah, basically that's where our biggest wear and tear is here, is just like right in the center here. And also the rubber that used to be here on the side of the shoe is completely ripped off, and now it's just exposing this foam completely on the side. And I felt this on today's run, that I just didn't have enough oomph in my right foot. I just couldn't grab the ground and push properly. And I'm guessing it's because this area, when my foot lands slightly in a supinated fashion, in this midfoot toe box area, I'm just no longer pushing using the rubber here on the side of the shoe. So, because I'm not much of a heel striker, there isn't much to discuss about the heel. It's in pretty darn good shape. I would suspect that if you are a heel striker or more of a, like, a back foot striker. I don't know if that's a thing. I'm suspecting we're discussing more like midfoot strikers in this case. Yeah, I would suspect you'd have a slightly different wear than I do. Again, sorry I don't have any heel strike examples here. Ooh, it looks like I stepped on a bug right there. It's like it's got its leg kind of jammed in there. I'm really going to have to clean these out, for sure. Let's put this here. The left foot, so this one's a little more balanced. This one definitely lands a lot flatter than my right foot. As you can see, the center of the shoe is definitely completely shredded off. And then also, I've conserved the top of the shoe as opposed to the right of the shoe, which has it completely also shredded off. So, interesting imbalance going on my end of things in terms of the climate and areas that I'm running. Let's see. Well, we had this Air Zoom insignia here on the side of the shoe, but now it's completely gone. Oh, where did I lose it? There we go. We've kind of grinded that down a little bit. Not too much, though, but it's enough. The good things about the shoe, in terms of how much has survived, is that the inner foam is not completely compressed in. I think this is just doing its job of not, you know, caving in or pronating in this particular case. So the rubber and the foam combined, I think, make for a sweet ride in this shoe, without a doubt. Very comfortable and very just straightforward. No pain in the heels, no pain in the ball of your foot. Ultimately, at least that's my experience. Again, I'm sure everybody has a different experience and approach to what they've been using this shoe for, or how they feel about it. But again, same thing. No heel wear because I'm not heel striking necessarily. Something else. What else can we talk? Oh well, yeah, of course. Just the overall shoe structure. I guess we're gonna call this the glove of the shoe. I'll have to figure out what wording we're gonna call it. The inlay. There's no wear and tear on this material whatsoever. That ultimately is a great thing. That means your toe's not gonna be sticking out of here if you rip it or anything like that. This is, again, only after 400 miles, but in my opinion, the perfect time to retire this shoe. Yeah, nothing's ripped, so again, this is a shoe I can still use for day-to-day activities, whether I take it, you know, weightlifting, or just go on a walk with it, or, you know, if I'm walking around town. So now, comparing and contrasting. This is the pair I bought, of course, in March, April, May, some period of time. I'm sure I'll look back at my videos and I'll figure it out for sure. This is the pair I bought in August. This is also a pair of Pegasus 37s. But there's already some differences in terms of how the shoe feels and, of course, how the shoe looks. So in this particular pair of shoes, I've only put about 100 miles into it. And you can kind of see that because the rubber is not so shredded. And this is the right foot, so you can kind of already see the wear and tear that I'm going to be experiencing real soon, similar to my other foot. But there is already some differences. One already off the top of the bat, you can see is that the Nike insignia is slightly different. It's one of those like longer logos, if we can see that. Yeah, there we go. Just, you know, that's a visual thing, I suppose. Of course, the shoe is white. This one is like black, maybe a really, really, really dark navy. And then, of course, this one's got this pink and orange, and then blue and green. That's it. Yeah, blue and like teal kind of thing going on. This is the only one I could find at the time. Now I know you can like make a custom shoe, or you can buy different variations of it, which is cool, I suppose. I'll deal with this. It's not a big deal. As long as it's comfortable, I'm fine with it. Which brings me to my next point. So in this particular shoe, I had a serious case of blisters while I was breaking them in. This happened in Chicago. It happened in Big Sky, Montana when I took them out to train, and it also happened in Silverthorne, Colorado. And at that point, it forced me to basically run in the next percents because they were the most comfortable shoe I had compared to these. So I don't know if that's just a structural thing. Maybe it's a climate thing where my feet are drier in altitude versus Chicago where it's a lot more humid. I don't know. It's hard to say, but definitely already this shoe, this particular Peg 37 is a lot tougher than this pair. And in addition to that, this pair also feels a lot heavier than this pair. I'm not 100% sure why. Maybe it's because there's still more material on this shoe, or again, they're a different ride. Maybe they were built at different times. There's a lot of factors that would go into why one pair might feel heavier than the other. It might be something as simple as, I was just looking at this the other day, it could come down to, simply put, maybe the rubbers just being different at the bottom of the shoe. I didn't look into it, but if it's the case that I have two different lug types for these shoes, this being a more like a rockier terrain type of tougher lug, it would make sense as to why it's a little bit heavier, but that's something I didn't know about while purchasing the shoe. I just thought, hey, it's going to feel exactly like this pair, and we're going to have a great time. But I am having a little bit of struggle with this shoe, but we're making do, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's basically kind of where we're rolling with. This pair is basically done. The next step is just put them in the wash, get them cleaned up. Probably not scrape any of the rubber off necessarily, unless we want to break down this air pocket piece. I'll tell you what, if this video gets 50 likes, 50? Yeah, 50 is a reasonable number. If this video gets 50 likes, we're going to open up this Peg 37. I want to just see what this air pocket looks like. I do want to see kind of what's going on in this rubber area as well. And I want to see what we have to do to this outer sole to start breaking it. So that's the deal, 50 likes. That's not a hard ask, I suppose, I hope. And yeah, so okay, that's all we got with the Peg 37s. If you did enjoy this, again, make sure you like the video, subscribe to my channel, as we're going to be moving on less than 4 weeks from now into the virtual Chicago Marathon, which I am currently planning on live streaming on Facebook, maybe Instagram. And we're going to try to run the actual Chicago Marathon route with a little bit of guidance from bikes. And hopefully we won't get hit by any traffic lights and things like that. This is, again, only the tentative plan, but I really want to roll with this. So, again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and 50 likes, and I open up the Peg 37 with a water laser cutter. I'm not joking. Like a real water laser cutter. I have access to one, I think. Okay, anyways, that's all I've got. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I'll see you guys real soon.